So without forgetting your second point, because I know that's your first point, in that aspect, we have to acknowledge the fact that most babies are accidents. Would you guys agree?
Yeah.
Especially out of wedlock. If a person gets pregnant out of wedlock, it was an accident. So most children that which are born in this world were accidents. And we see a lot of mothers and fathers that which were not prepared to be mothers and fathers. And that's the reason I want to have this conversation. For one, we'll definitely get to the point of basically, quote unquote, preaching to them. But just right now, just the realization that, fam, everything that y'all putting online about like your relationship and what you hate about him and her, that's your child's mother, that's your child's father. And they are going to see this at some point in time.
And then
at a young age.
Wait, let it get back. Yeah, exactly. You're right though.
And then with that too, like, there has to be some level of accountability, because I understand, yes, kids out of wedlock are an accident. At the same time, like, if you know sex is going to bring about a child,
1000%.
why are we doing it? And then it causes the child to suffer, because now there's that level of like bitterness and resentment, so I just don't have sex, instead of just always saying, oh, like it was an accident, but acknowledge the fact that you shouldn't have been having sex to begin with if you weren't trying to have a baby. But then also to answer the question, I do believe that it will negatively impact the kids, because then they're going to start having that same resentment and bitterness towards their parents, and they'll start comparing their parents to like
other
their
people.
friends' parents, and also too.
But how is the world? And I'm sorry to keep cutting you off, right? Because you making great points, valid points at that. How is this world finna look though, dog? Like in regards to like, right now we're living in basically the TikTok era, Instagram era, real era. Everything that which we do is documented. What is it going to look like in 15 years when all of these documentations are being put at the forefront? And now, like, because what I'm trying to say is these parents are being ratchet with these kids. They naming these kids and putting them through great schools. But once the child gets to an age where he actually understands and start making decisions on his identity, he might tie himself back to that ratchetness and start trying to live up to that standard, which was very low, as opposed to trying to be anything greater. And if they do try to be greater, it's going to be in resentment, where they probably going to cut off them parents and be like, I need to do this on my own. So like, let's speak to it. What's up?
And also too, really quick to that point, like not only will they be living in that identity, but as they are trying to progress in life, like if they're trying to get into a great school and that school finds those videos, they're not going to want them in their school. Those are your parents? I don't want those type of parents in this school.
Like, Rose, if they already checking people's credit right now for so many different things, you don't think they're going to be trying to, like, looking at people's social medias?
Yep. Also, I want to say I do not agree with the fact that calling the kids an accident. Because you already know what you were getting into. You already know what you were doing.
Yeah.
So you should have thought about it as far as like protecting yourself or something.
We know the fact that, you was having sex and there's a good chance this person's going to get pregnant.
Right.
But I'm not trying to dismiss the children, because obviously they are a blessing. But when I say accident, if you didn't plan for it, unplanned, unexpected, y'all want the chat GBT thing, Gabriel is going to give it to you raw. Unplanned, right? But no, this is just straight cut, straight raw, straight dope. You wasn't planning on getting pregnant. You wasn't planning on getting this girl pregnant. She got pregnant, and now y'all got a jit, and now y'all trying to figure this thing out.
Yeah, because I've seen being in the classroom. I think not too long ago, I had an incident occurred in the classroom where I think they were talking about their parents, teasing each other. And then one of the students said, well, I don't care. I don't have any relationship with my father. And then the other one said, oh, now I got something on you. So, and then he started, going off like, what you got on me and stuff like that. He started to get in trouble a lot. And then when I tried to pull him on the side, and he was like, that's exactly what my father used to do. And as a result to that, it's just like, not where you cannot repeat the same cycle as your father.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, that was his mistake. And then you cannot keep going about like, okay, that's what he used to do. He gets in trouble a lot. He went to prison and stuff like that. And that's what you're expecting. You're supposed to be making a difference.
And think about it. If he didn't have a relationship with his father, who's he getting his information from about his father? Maybe his mother, maybe his grandmama. Somebody's telling him his dad was a failure. And they thinking that they're doing this to deter him from that path. But whole time, they giving him an actual,
Yeah, it's not helping.
But you guys have to understand a lot of children, a lot of kids usually mimic what they see, what they hear, and
1000%.
what they experience. So, oftentimes when the parents act up or the parents are arguing with each other or trying to be petty toward one another, the child might not react at the moment, but they are registering.
Yes.
So they are trying to not only comparing, they are analyzing everything that the parent do. They taking it to heart. They're telling themselves that everything's happening. My mom and dad is not talking to each other because of me. And when they're trying to make sense of their reality,